Hey there everybody, it's Sven welcoming you back to Let's Play Lufia 2. In the last episode we witnessed a ruby icon from Dankirk Kingdom getting stolen, or otherwise lost, and now it's up to us to retrieve it. And right off the bat, before we actually head to the dungeon, I have to make a quick announcement, or rather, just show you something. My character's levels are a little bit higher. That's because I grinded for a little bit of money to upgrade everyone's equipment. I just bought some of the stuff in the stores in Dankirk and Aurelio. And my main reason for that is because, frankly, we could use the defense boost because some of my characters were walking around with stuff that was ages old. And by ages old, I mean really old. So, in order to make our adventuring a little bit easier, I decided to just upgrade everyone's equipment and get the necessary money in order to do that. Now, I would have liked to get the Dragon Sword from the Forfeit Island Casino, but unfortunately the game wasn't exactly happy enough to let me do that. Or rather, I tried to farm some of the coins playing the slots, but it just went way too slow. So in the end, I ended up not getting as many coins as I liked, and so I'll have to postpone getting those until later. However, after this dungeon, we might actually get a chance to gather quite a few of those coins that we need, and we'll see how far we can get. So let's see. Actually, nah, let's just focus on killing the ones we have there first before we do anything else. I'm guessing it's probably a good idea to use Blizzard on those, and maybe Fireball. I'm not even sure what they're weak or strong against. Those mermaids, well, they're not weak. They're not strong against. Heck, I don't even know. Ice seems to do a relatively normal amount of damage. Fire is probably lower. Except for the Medusas, they take quite a bit of damage. Oh, it doesn't make a difference, I see. Oh well, in that case, let's just kill them all. Blaze levels up. Always nice. So yeah, I thought, like, some of the monsters in this game are quite annoying, and I decided that I wanted to have a slightly easier time against them. So in order to do that, I decided to simply grind up a little bit of money and essentially swallow my pride. So that's one of the places you can go. And if I'm not mistaken, there's plenty more. In fact, there's not just a few more places for that. There's this whole dungeon, basically. And there's a lot of different places you can go here. Some of it actually goes somewhere. Other places you'll basically just have to revisit over and over. But none of it's really all that annoying. I'm not sure if I'm going the right way here. Might actually not be going the right way. Actually, no, this is fine. I need to pull this switch anyway. But it's a little bit too early for that. Oh well, at least we have that one done. So let's just go back up right after we take care of this guy. Or after Blaze does it for us. Either way works. Yeah, not all of those fights are that quick in this dungeon. There's plenty of monsters here that take way too long to take down, and actually they just really suck the blood out of me. Anyway, right over here we have another stupid zombie that we'll try to avoid. And down here is the next little bit where we have to go. Now you can choose to fight these monsters. Usually I don't even bother. I mean, it's probably not a bad idea to fight them, but oh wait, I forgot. It's right over here. And we'll need a bomb for that. And immediately I'd like to go back to this one. Stepping on the switch. Here's another one that takes down spikes, or needles, whatever they are. That was another annoying fight, but at least we healed up. Now for these walls, you can bomb them, but it's probably faster to use the hammer. Oh wait, you can't use that one? Okay. Yeah, some of these walls you can simply bomb with the hammer. Others, you'll just have to bomb repeatedly. So, a high magic, I'm not sure what the other one contains, probably something worthless. Earth fruit, well actually that's not worthless. We can actually use that. Glass bridge is formed somewhere on this floor. Yes, and I know where. It's actually, the earth fruit allows you to raise the capsule monster, Gusto, the wind capsule monster, to his final form. And right now I'm actually still contemplating switching over to that because to be honest, it's one of my favorite capsule monsters. Now, down here, I'm not sure if I'm going the right way now. I may not be. We'll just have to see. The Wind Capsule monster at this final stage is really powerful because it's the fastest monster that you'll ever get. So the Wind Capsule monster is the fastest one that you'll get, and it has reasonably powerful attacks. However, once I get a Charm Fruit, I'll be able to level up Blaze to its max level, and then it will probably be one of the most powerful capsule monsters in the game. Now, like I said before, every capsule monster has its uses. It's just that Blaze's final form can do such ridiculously high amounts of damage that no other capsule monster can match unless the monster is actually resistant to fire. And now there are a few monsters that are resistant to fire, but generally speaking, I like to keep Blaze for a regular playthrough. But I'll soon be using all of them. As soon as I manage to get to a certain point in the game, I'll simply level up all of the capsule monsters. And I'll show you guys exactly what all of them do, what they look like, and I'll show you their strengths and weaknesses, and all of that good stuff. Now right over here there's a hidden switch behind the grass field, which lowers this red thing here. Now this dungeon is actually one of the most annoying ones in the game in my opinion, but I don't hate it either. Actually, I kind of like this one. Except, well, there's one bit near the end that really gets on my nerve, but other than that, it's not all that annoying, really. So once you put the switch down there, you can permanently raise that candle and make the first part of the bridge appear. Then you simply go back down, and you push this one on top right here. And that allows you to push this one, getting you the Dankirk key. It's such a gratifying sound getting one of those keys. Although every time I see a blue chest, I can't help but think of the ancient cave. Now, one thing that people tend to forget, myself included, is that you can push the block back, and after you clear the previous puzzle, this is the final switch that raises this, that lowers the spikes at the beginning. Now that's an easy one to miss, and I remember that, like when I was younger, I used to play this game almost every summer. It's been about 2 years, I think, since I last completed a playthrough of Lufia. Actually, I think it's closer to 3 years. The last time I beat Lufia 2 was 3 years ago. However, I still try to create a save file every summer and just play through the game, but I don't always finish it when I start. Usually I get to around the halfway mark, or maybe the wedding. Just as an aside, the halfway mark is slightly past the wedding, although the wedding to me is kind of like the spiritual halfway mark of the series, because that's where the story gets more intense, where everything starts turning around. But anyway, on the last couple of playthroughs that I played last year and the year before that, I would usually quit at around the time that you reach one of the port towns, because that's when the more annoying dungeons start, like the mountains, and it just takes a bit more time to get through the game from that point on. So, pretty much the game after that, the last time I played that was 3 years ago, so I'm not as familiar with these dungeons as I would like to be. So if I'm screwing up here a lot, then it's probably because, well, hey, it's been 3 years and my memory is pretty bad to begin with. So add that to the fact that I haven't played this particular part in 3 years, and I guess I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. Now, these down there are new enemies. They're called Assassins, and they're really powerful because they can move 2 steps for every 1 that you get. So you want to be really careful with these. Generally speaking, I like to just throw everything I have at them, except for maybe Guy's Gady's Blade attacks. That's usually not worth it. And I'm not really sure what they're weak to, but these guys have an annoying terminal blow, which has a chance to instantly kill one of your characters. Plus, they're very fast, so if you get in a battle with them, you're not going to be able to avoid their 3 attacks. Worst case scenario, although this has never happened to me personally, they kill off 3 of your characters back to back, and from that point on, it basically becomes a battle of revival and trying your best to kill them, and which just, in the end, it just becomes really annoying. So, alright. the guy still wears the Gades blade, so I guess their only weakness is light. And that's unfortunate because we don't have any spells that are light element. We'll get some later, but we don't have any right now. And these enemies are also annoying, but I'll just destroy them real quick. These are really not worth using spells for, but they do get 2 attacks per turn, so you might want to be careful with these, especially if they decide to gang up on one of your characters, especially then they can do a lot of damage. And they're not even all that slow either, so they can attack before most of your characters do. Although some focus attacks should pretty much take him out. Of course, thanks Blaze for running away. Useless as always. Well, I wouldn't say useless, but that's definitely one of the downsides of Blaze, that he keeps running away. Most of the other capsule monsters don't do it, although one of my favorites after Blaze is the Dark one, which we'll be able to pick up pretty soon. That one runs away even more. Now, there's a secret passage over here where you can get these lovely items. One of them is a dragon egg, and I think that's number 6, and I already know where to get number 7. That's a Figaro, which is a nice item upgrade for Alexis, and a Flame Jewel, which is not that great. So let's just quickly equip Alexis with the Figaro, because this attacks all enemies, and I do love that. I mean, he doesn't have the highest attack power, but if you think about it, he attacks every single enemy in the game with 1 attack, so that's, in my opinion, that's always worth it. Okay, we got lucky there. We got a Gloom Jewel from one of the ghosts. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about those ghosts is that they have a lot of HP, about 400 plus. Now, this thing dramatically increases your magic resistance. I'm not going to use it, but it's a pretty good jewel to have. And here we fight a single assassin. That shouldn't prove too much of a problem. Just some focus attacks will take it out. I mean, you can use spells if you want to, but generally it's not worth it if the enemies die in 1 turn anyway, because the casting animation of the spell probably takes longer than just the melee hits. Although, against more powerful enemies, you definitely don't want to do that. Down here is a grate, and you can actually fall down this hole, which you'll need to do in order to raise those stakes over there. Now, the annoying thing is that it will actually... let's see, I have to be careful about this one. I think it's better if I do it like this. Stun it, and go down. That'll allow us to avoid it. Now, you can heal your magic and save here. In fact, let's just do that. We'll save over a temporary file like this. Or rather, that was one of the older ones. And those teleporting undead shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, they can summon bats, but another assassin? Damn it. Okay, note to self. Blizzard is more effective against those enemies than most of the other spells are. Now, this puzzle here is a little bit annoying. Basically, you just have to move around those blocks a little bit in order to solve the puzzle. There are several ways you can do it. One of the... Ah, crap, I didn't... Now I'm doing it the slow way. Ah, now I ruined it. And this will reset the monsters too, and that's even worse. And I screwed myself over completely. Oh, man. So yeah, basically by using reset, I reset this puzzle here, so I'll meet you guys back here once I re-clear this. And we're back. Okay, so what you want to do is do this one carefully and not mess it up. I mean, you can push these blocks in many different ways, but one thing that you absolutely cannot do is push them against the wall, because that'll ruin everything. So it's probably a good idea to plan this ahead and only move it one step further. I mean, there's easier ways to do it, but heck, I'm glad enough that I can just finish this one. And this will create the final bridge. Well, that was an easy battle. Oh well. I was going to cut that out, but if it's that short, it's probably not even worth it. So, in this room, there are several monsters. You can choose to fight them, but they're not necessary. So I usually skip them. Ah, crap. Okay, I didn't show you guys that, but Maxim actually got hit by the terminal blow and died. And technically, there's not much that you can do against that. I just have to be lucky that you don't get hit by everything at once. Okay, in this room, there's a lot of ghosts. They have a lot of HP. You have to fight most of them because they'll obstruct your path. So I'm just gonna quick skip through this, and I'll meet you at the top after these fights. And after that whole ordeal, finally here we are. Now that took several minutes. I think it's one of the last boss gauntlets you have to go through. There may be a few more enemies left, I think. Actually, this is a save pad, so I'm guessing that's pretty much it. Let's just save over this latest file. And I think we have time to do the boss battle. Now, that assassin, actually, I think it's a typo, but let's just make sure that we don't get hit by that, because I don't feel like fighting those. And here we are. As promised, Prince Klaus, I've brought the ruby icon. Please speak to the King of Grass for me. Certainly. My father's already said he's ready to have you as a minister in our country. Wait a minute. What the? Who are you? That ruby icon is a symbol of peace between Dankirk and Aurelio. I can't and won't let you use it for your own greed. Whoever may permit it, we will not. Who the blazes are you? Give us your names. If you insist. Here stands the invincible and mighty warrior, Guy. And here is the warrior of justice, Maxim. And here, the genius of the century, Lexus. Lastly, I present the magical wife, Magical Sealand. Hey, Guy, that's a really stupid name you thought up for me. What's wrong with it? I think it's cool. Are you trying to insult me? Get them! Okay, and right now, we have one of the easier boss battles in the game. Now, these guys can actually mess you up. So if you want to play it safe, you can just use your spells like Courage and Trick in order to increase your power. And one thing I like to do is to just cast spells at them. I'm not exactly sure what they're weak against, so I'm just going to cast some random stuff. Of course, if Blaze uses his Flame Punch, they'll get taken care of anyway. Also, I don't know exactly how fast they are. They might be faster than Maxim, but I'm not sure. Lexus is only a little bit faster, so Maxim might still get a turn. Blizzard's pretty effective, it seems. Okay. Now, with this Courage, our defenses will be raised enough so that they won't be able to kill us easily. They can do a lot of damage with their dash attack, but essentially our defense is high enough now that it won't do too much. If you don't use Courage, it can do close to 100 damage to all of your characters, so you might want to be careful about that. But right now, it's probably not even a challenge. We can just finish them off with spells. This should pretty much do it. It's one of the easiest battles in the game. I mean, it's a pathetic boss. Just a couple of knights. They have like 400 HP each. There's really nothing terrible about it. I guess the ease of this fight makes up for the amount of times that I've screwed up in the dungeon. Okay, so everyone levels up a little bit. Or, well, only Maxim, but whatever. Ah! You won't get away with this! Prince Klaus, please open the door. Huh, now there's an E behind the clouds? I'll take this ruby icon, alright. What are you going to do with me? That is for your king to decide. Yeah, he's scared. He's scared shitless. Everyone knows King sent you directly to the royal executioner. James, did you really? As king, I cannot forgive your conduct. You must pay for your evil deed. Take him away. He's just speechless. He knows he fucked up. Your Majesty, let us get on with the signing ceremony. Indeed, for eternal peace between our neighboring lands. Will things be okay from now on, Maxim? Well, the rest is up to Dankirk and Aurelio. There's nothing more for us to do here. Yeah, I guess so. Of course, if it's up to the Queen, everything will go wrong. But hey, such is life. I'm amazed she didn't interject there and insist that this one be checked for its authenticity or whatever. The signing ceremony ended peacefully. This might signal a new start for Dankirk and Aurelio. It left me with a somewhat uneasy feeling, though. Well, I don't know. Prince Leon, let me give you back the ruby icon. Oh no, I gave it for peace between our countries. I'm sorry, but I can't accept it. Please, it belongs to Aurelio. Besides, I just switched it for an imitation. Our secret. I don't need it anymore. There's something in this country I want more, but I shouldn't say what. I beg your pardon? Princess Thea, what I really want is... Yeah, he wants her. This piece will probably last a very long time. I think so. Okay, so after having cleared that up, I don't know how to thank you. Please come to visit my country someday. Alright, that's exactly what we will do. We're almost to the end of the episode, but there's just one tiny little thing I want to do before we definitely call it quits, and that's just to quickly warp to Aurelio and head over to the palace, or the mansion at the back. It's, I think, the only town that has the castle theme in it. And if you speak to the prince here... Oh, you're here, thank you so much for Dankirk and the ruby icon. We'll keep the water gate open for you. Please go through at your own pace. I heard from Prince Leon about your brilliant work. I don't know how to thank you. We'll open the water gate right away. I thank you again. Oh yes, as thanks, let me present you with this VIP card. Now, this VIP card, you have to talk to him twice, otherwise you'll miss it, but this VIP card will actually give you access to a special room in the casino on Forfeit Island. And what that will allow you to do is play a game that can net you many more coins than anything else. In fact, I may as well show you. Can we warp from sea? Yes, we can. That's good, because I don't want to get attacked by monsters, even though Forfeit is, like, right across from there, but... So... The casino being right downstairs from the tea shop, or whatever this is. Markow. I'm still amazed that it's called Markow and Pegasus at the same time. So anyway, if you try to enter, you can use your VIP card, and this is essentially a slot that takes many more coins to bet, but you also get many more coins from it. And what's this? Oh, this is poker. So if you feel comfortable with playing poker, if you're good at it, you can do that, and you can really rake in the cash, or rather the coins. So on the next episode, I'll probably do this off screen, but I'm gonna make sure that I grind the coins at the casino in order to get the Dragon Blade. Maybe even 2 if I feel up to it. No, probably not. Just 1 will do. I mean, Guy still has the Gades Blade. The IP is really useful, but Dragon Element is not really powerful against that many monsters. So it's a good idea to have one of your characters carry it, because the IP can attack everything on screen at once. But at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice overall versatility, so I like to keep different elements on my characters. But yeah, let's just save and make sure that our progress doesn't get lost. And thanks everybody for watching, and on the next episode we can finally head through the Watergate and explore most of the world of Lufia. So see you guys then.